extra Hispanic with this beanie and the earrings and like the makeup. Straight up chonga, okay? That's the vibe we're going for today. Hello you guys, how's it going? It's your girl here, Laura, and today I am bringing you a video where I tell you what I did to become a makeup artist, or my process of becoming a makeup artist and all that kind of jazz. So just grab your drink, grab your snack, and come sit down with me because this is going to be a very chill, very talkative video. And if you're interested in knowing how you can become a makeup artist yourself, just keep on watching. So before I get started, I think it's really important for me to start telling you a little bit about myself. If you've never seen me before, or if this is your first video that you watch from me, my name is Laura. I am 24 years old and I'm a makeup artist from South Florida. I've been a makeup artist for about 7 years. I feel like I've wandered through a lot of paths in the makeup industry and the makeup world. I feel like I am finally ready to tell you what I've done and what I'm still doing right now to just be on top of my game. And I just really hope that this helps you guys out, because I see so many makeup artists that are really talented but are not using their resources right. So let's just get right into it. So to start from the very beginning, I started being interested in makeup when I was in high school. So when senior year came around, I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do with my life. And let me tell you, I spent a really long time trying to figure out what it is that I want to do. My sister-in-law back then had gotten into makeup school, and she had graduated and was currently being a makeup artist. When I found out about this, my dad told me, and he said, yeah, she just graduated, she's doing really good, she loves makeup. And the first thing I thought, I was like, oh my god, like you can actually go to school for makeup, that is really cool. I was really interested in going to makeup school, so I reached out to her and she explained everything to me, and she got me in contact with the admissions counselor slash person from my makeup school, and she reached out to me and told me if I wanted to come to the makeup school and just have like a free tour, and she would explain how everything works and just the whole admissions process and payment options and all that kind of stuff. But the first thing that really struck me was the price. It was really expensive to go to makeup school, and I'm pretty sure it's even more expensive now. So to answer the question that you guys might have if you should go to makeup school, I feel like a lot of laws nowadays have changed, especially in my state. A lot of jobs are asking now for a license in cosmetology or aesthetics in order to perform makeup on clients. And what that means is that if you apply to a makeup store or anything like that, or any type of position that you're going to be applying makeup on clients, you are required to have a license. And honestly, even though there are a lot of pros, there are also a lot of cons in the makeup school, and one of them is the fact that I only got a certificate, and through the years I really wish that I would have just have gotten a license in aesthetics or anything like that, because I feel like the makeup itself, the techniques, the skill, they don't teach you that in school. I was not happy with my experience in makeup school. The school that I went to was definitely very unorganized, and they did not teach us the skills that I think should have been taught to us. And you know, I don't blame them, because I think they were still going through the process of growing. I will say that they definitely overcharged everyone for this course. Like, I'm telling you, I paid so much money, like so much, just to get a certificate in the end. Like, I might as well just have spent the same amount of money and just have gotten my license in aesthetics, and at least I would have been licensed now. Definitely do your research on whether you want to go to a makeup school and get a certificate, or you go to school in general and learn about a lot of things that you might not really care about, but at the end you are gonna get a license. So I did learn a few things from makeup school that I think I wouldn't have been able to learn on my own. So the first thing is the business aspect of it. I feel like they did a really good job at teaching us the business aspect of the makeup world and makeup community. I feel like there are definitely many different paths to go in the makeup world, and they go through every single one of them just so they can make you think about what it is that you want to do. There's retail, there's editorial, there's commercial, there's production, which is movies, there's fashion shows, there's so many paths to go through, so I really like the fact that they explained to us every single one of them, just so we can get a really clear aspect of which one we were interested in the most. So to give you an example, from the very beginning, even before I even started doing makeup, I was obsessed with editorial and I wanted to become an editorial makeup artist. And if you don't know what editorial means, that is being a makeup artist for like magazines or photo shoots, or doing makeup on models for photo shoots. The second part I would say is the sanitation and the hygiene. Even though you guys don't want to believe it, a lot of people actually do not look up anything about sanitation, proper sanitation and or proper hygiene. And going to makeup school does a really good job at that, because they emphasize so much about the importance of having amazing sanitation and hygiene in order for you to deliver an amazing application each and every time to your clients in a way that is very clean, very hygienic. Not only that, but because of the sanitation, the hygienic side of it, they put you in situations where you're going to be working with people that are actually in the industry already and have experience on it. So if you make a mistake, most of the time they will come to you and tell you like, you're not supposed to grab that with the same applicator, you're supposed to take a disposable one, and you know, stuff like that. So you will be watched very constantly about all these types of things. And I know that that might sound very stupid and you're like, Laura, I can definitely learn that by myself. I'm just saying that a lot of people don't have the initiative to go out and actually seek for education on hygiene and sanitation. And the third thing is the fact that it is a very good way to get started, because a lot of schools do help you get a job after you get out of makeup school. So I feel like it's a really good way to get your foot in the door. If you do very well in school and you don't miss any classes or anything like that, at least my school did this, they do provide great recommendations for anyone that is looking for a makeup artist. So if you were really good at makeup school, they would pretty much recommend you to jobs in the future and stuff like that. And that brings me to my next point, which is how I got my first job in makeup. So my first job in makeup was at Inglock Cosmetics, so it was a retail job, and I did get recommended by my makeup school to the manager of that store at the point. They reached out to me and I got an interview, and thankfully I did get the job. And I did not think back then how important or long this process was going to be. The reason I say that is because I was with them for 3 years. It was definitely a really good learning experience. I went through a lot of ups and a lot of downs. Retail itself is a completely different subject, and I would love to tell you guys about it, but there's a lot to it. And if you guys wanna know about my experience and what I think of it, you should definitely like this video, or just leave a comment down below if you want to know that, because like I said, again, it's a very long story and it's just there's a lot to it. So a few things that I will say about retail is that it is also another very easy way to get into the makeup world. I got to work on hundreds of faces and skin tones, which gave me the confidence that I needed in order for me to start doing makeup on clients. When you get hired for a retail job at a makeup counter or a makeup store, most of the time you get hired and you know for a fact that you're gonna have to do makeup on people. So I feel like a lot of my experience with like matching the skin tone, eyeshadow, like a lot of things as far as like techniques and stuff, and like the confidence to have it came from retail, because I worked on so many faces. And I would say the last thing that retail gives you is the fact that you get to meet a lot of people. And to be honest with you, that can be a good thing and a bad thing. So the reason why it's a good thing is because you do encounter a lot of people in the industry. So you might meet someone that's going to give you a job tomorrow, or who knows, in months or in years, you know. So you get to meet a lot of people in the industry, and with meeting people you also get to learn from them and learn from what they already do, if they're willing to share their experience with you. And now this becomes the con. I have learned throughout the years of being in retail and a makeup artist in general that even though the industry is so saturated, it is also a freaking backyard. Like, you know everything about everyone and everyone knows everyone. And that means that technically you cannot burn any bridges, because you do not know who you're going to have to impress tomorrow or anything like that. So I always tell people, do not burn any bridges with anyone in this industry, because I can attest to the fact that I've seen people years after not seeing them, and I'm like, holy shit, like I used to work with this person 3 years ago. So don't burn any bridges, I'm telling you. Even though this industry is super saturated, everybody knows everybody. And trust me when I say, someone's gonna go and ask someone else, hey, how is she? Like, how does she work? What are her work ethics? Tell me everything. Okay, so to get to the other part of it is the networking side. So networking in the makeup industry, it's extremely important. And I'm not only talking about the networking of, you know, the people that you're gonna meet in the retail world, for example. I'm talking about the networking in social media. I've said this on my Instagram before, but I really do believe, and I've seen with my eyes, how a lot of artists nowadays are taking social media for granted. And you really shouldn't, guys. Like, social media is free marketing for your art, for what you do. You guys have no idea how many jobs I've gotten through my Instagram, and not because I market myself or market my work, because I've networked with people in the industry, and not only with other artists, but also with hairstylists, with photographers, with models. I've networked with so many people, and I'm so happy to say that because of a lot of those networking things, I have the clients that I now have, or I've gotten the opportunities that I've gotten. If you are in this industry and you are not too fond of social media, or you're against it, you're not in the right industry, because you're gonna need social media in order to grow. Social media is the present, and it for sure is the future. It is a huge platform right now that we have in the palm of our hands, and a lot of people are taking for granted. So you definitely should not be one of those people. No. If you follow me on Instagram, you know that I'm constantly giving a bunch of tips and tricks on social media and marketing and pictures. If you haven't seen my last video on how to edit your pictures for Instagram, you should definitely go check that out right now. So while I was working at the retail store, I was also reaching out on my social media / Instagram to a lot of photographers and models, because I was trying to build my portfolio. So having a portfolio is, again, something that makeup school really taught me the importance of. And having a set good quality portfolio is really important nowadays, because when a client is going to hire you, or an agency is going to look into you, or a photographer is going to consider working with you, they're going to look at your work / your portfolio. And I really think that's where your website comes into place. If you're really serious about becoming a makeup artist, I definitely recommend you to take having a website very seriously, because people will look at you differently. People will look at you with so much respect than if you don't. I cannot believe how many jobs I possibly missed when I didn't have a website. So having a website is definitely very crucial, and that's where your portfolio comes into play as well. You definitely want to make sure that the pictures that you have on your portfolio / website are very good quality. Like I said, you can reach out to photographers and models for you guys to come together and do some TFP. If you don't know what TFP means, it stands for time for print, which is a term used widely among artists and just the entertainment business. And that's pretty much when a lot of creatives come together to create an outcome of a picture, or just to create a whole look or anything like that. Also, side note, something that you should really know about this industry is the fact that in the beginning, or actually a lot, not even in the beginning, you're gonna have to do a lot of free work. And I know that sounds crazy. You're probably like, what do you mean? Like, free work? What? I'm not working for free. But I've personally done so much free work, but I'm thankful I did that, because again, that has brought me to the clients that I have today, my steady clients that I do every week or every month, or when they're in town they call me. Let's just say that you reach out to someone on social media, so like Instagram for example, and you reach out to a photographer and you're like, hey, my name is so and so, I'm a makeup artist and I really love your work, and if you ever need a makeup artist, just let me know. A lot of times they're not going to answer you, and to be honest with you, don't get offended by that. That does not mean they don't like your work. People are just like that. They're not going to answer you a lot of times, and you know, it's really a hit or a miss. Literally the worst thing anybody can say after you reach out to them is no, and that's it. But a lot of them will reach out to you because they need a makeup artist, and they'll be like, hey, do you want to come and do this makeup for this girl? We're doing a test shoot and we really need a makeup artist. You want to come? say yes to every opportunity that comes to you, even if it's free, even if it's an opportunity that you're not 100% in it and you just don't like it 100%. Trust me when I say it's really going to benefit you in the end, because you never know who you're going to meet. You never know what other doors that opportunity might open for you. Even if you're not getting paid, people are going to see the way you work in person. They're going to get to meet you. Be nice, be on time. Just be on time. And most importantly, do not half-ass any job that you do ever in your career. When you do makeup on someone, whether that is for a photo shoot or for a wedding, for whatever it is, they're going to be a walking advertisement for you, which means that when you do their makeup and they go out and they could compliment it on their makeup, they're gonna be like, thanks, Laura did it for me. You should follow her on Instagram. And that could be a potential client. So trust me when I say, do not half-ass any job. If you feel like you need to change something, change it. Like, do not let your client walk out of there with your half-ass work. Also, working with photographers and models really helps a lot with word of mouth, because like I said, if they like you and they need a makeup artist in the future, or they need to recommend a makeup artist to their colleagues or anything like that, they're going to say your name, because when you went there, the first impression that you're going to give them is going to be absolutely amazing, and they're going to remember your name. You have to network, and Instagram is such a good place to do that. If you don't know this, you go to the hashtag section on Instagram. So if you go to the search, go to tags and put in Miami, this is just an example, Miami photographer, or wherever you live in, photographer or model. And if you find someone and you like their work, it doesn't matter if they have 20,000 followers or 5,000 followers, whatever it is they have. If you like their work, reach out to them and say, hey, if you ever need a makeup artist, here I am. Let me know. Call me, text me, like whatever. You know, makeup artist, I'm there. You literally lose absolutely nothing by introducing yourself to someone. So just take the chance and message that person or that artist that you absolutely love their work or whatever, and just work with them, because you never know. And also, this comes down to being on your A game at all times in every single job, and also taking every opportunity. There have been like 4 jobs that I've done that I was debating whether I wanted to do them or not, and I've come to the job and I didn't know who I was doing makeup on, and when they sat on my chair and then I found out who they were or what they do or whatever, I'm like, holy shit. Imagine if I hadn't done this job. Imagine if I didn't show up here today. I would have never met this person and I would have never made the connection. You really never know who you're going to meet. So being on your A game at all times is super important. I remember I have this really good client of mine. She's from overseas, from another country. I remember doing her makeup one time, and this was the very first time that I was gonna do her makeup. So she reached out to me when she was planning her trip to come here, and she said, hey, you've done my friend's makeup. I really need you to do my makeup for this photo shoot I have in Florida, like when I'm in town. And I was like, of course, like let me know. So she booked me, and the day came and I went to go do her makeup, and I did not know that she was going to be on TV. Like the TV producers, cameramen, everything, they were there, like filming her while I was doing her makeup. Like, my makeup was on TV, and I didn't know this until I showed up and she told me, hey, just so you know, they're gonna be filming me and we're gonna be on TV. And I was like, what the? So yeah, that just comes to tell you how crazy this whole world is, and how you really never know who you're going to meet. And I really recommend you guys to be on your A games at all times. Do not ever turn down an opportunity. Do not ever cancel an appointment. So last thing that I really want to talk to you guys about is the importance of social media and being consistent on social media. There's so many things nowadays that you can do on your social media that is going to make you relevant in the makeup world. I really realized the importance of really having a good social media and how much my career changed. Social media is a job. It is very complex, but the only difference between you and that person who is doing that celebrity makeup or whatever it is that you want to do is the fact that they are consistent. You cannot just have an Instagram page and just say that you have one. Like, you have to be consistent in order to grow. A lot of people want the results, but they do not want to put in the work, and It just doesn't work that way. The best way for you to do that is for you to put in the work. If this is really what you want to do, this is the career that you have to put your all into it. You have to put your whole heart, your whole ass, your whole energy, your whole time. Like, you have to live, breathe, eat makeup. You really need that drive to make it into this industry because of the fact that it is so saturated and there are so many people out there doing the exact same thing that you're doing. Maybe you can do that even better, but the only difference again between you and them is the fact that they have the fire and they have the drive. Trust me when I say this career is not easy whatsoever. It is a career that never sleeps. You have to work 24/7. Makeup is a career that is very often misguided, and a lot of people think it's just a side thing or it's just a hobby, and it's fucking not. And that really bothers me when people say that, because yes, it might be a hobby for a lot of people. Some people might have a career, like established career, and do makeup on the side, but for some people, like for example me, I literally wake up and go to sleep, and between those times I'm constantly working on my career because I know what I want. I have goals, I have dreams, and I'm going to achieve them. Period. That's what's gonna happen. I'm manifesting everything that I want, all my dreams and my goals. That is another difference. You guys have to realize what is a dream and what is a goal. That is the difference. You can have a dream, but how are you going to make it into a goal? And how are you going to break down everything you have to do in order to make it a goal or to make it to that goal? To end this video off, I just want to say that I am very, very grateful of where I am in my career today. I'm definitely not where I want to be. But I feel like at the same time, nothing is ever going to be enough for me when it comes to my career. I'm always going to want more. I'm always going to want to reach the next step in my career. I'm just always going to want to keep growing because that's what makes life interesting for me, is that drive to want to do the next big thing, you know? I don't think there's going to be a place or a time that I'm just ever going to be 100% happy, like just being the same, you know? Like, I'm always going to want to keep evolving, you know? You don't have to be great to start, but you do have to start to be great. I literally just posted that quote on my Instagram this morning, and I think it's the best thing I've ever heard, and it's going to be the one thing that I tell artists or anyone that comes in my path and asks me for advice. You have to start to be great. You are not going to be great when you start. So you have to practice a lot, you have to put in the work, and trust me when I say you will see the results. So with that, we come to the end of this video. Again, I really hope you guys enjoyed this, and if you did, please give it a thumbs up, and of course subscribe to my channel if you want to see more videos from me. If you have any questions at all, like I said, reach out to me on my Instagram or just drop a comment down below because I would love to talk to you guys. If you want to know any details about what I'm wearing on my face today, just make sure you go to my Instagram. It is at Laura Aries MUA. I would most likely already posted a picture on this look with all of the makeup details for you guys to go ahead and check it out. So definitely go see that. So that's it for me today, guys. I hope you're all having a wonderful day, and I hope you're staying positive during this quarantine. I'm sending you so much love and so much light from my home. I will see you on my next one. Bye.